Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back, or if it's your first time to my channel, welcome back with you once again for another used DVD haul, physical media haul. Once a week I go to the grocery store, at minimum once a week to the grocery store, and for a little serotonin boost I go across the street to the Goodwill just to see what they have. And I've got a couple of good pickups this time to share with you. I also picked up some CDs as well, some really nice CDs that I had as a kid or a teenager that I ended up picking. I ended up finding, picked those up as well. I won't share those, but 99 cents each for some CDs. Again, it's kind of funny now. It's because I had these whenever I was younger and, ended up getting rid of them at some point because, everything was going digital. It's like everything will be available digital. And now I'm basically rebuying things that I once owned. 99 cents isn't bad at all though for some CDs. If you can find some good ones at the Goodwill. I typically don't. I typically only find DVDs, but got lucky on this last visit. But I have a couple of DVDs I want to share with you today, in no particular order. And these are all DVDs. These are all from Goodwill. They were all $1.49 each. First of all, I picked up the special edition Smokey and the Bandit, starring Burt Reynolds. I've been wanting to pick this up for a while, and as you can see, it's from Walmart, still sealed. I was eyeballing this, I believe, a couple times at Walmart for $5. I'm glad that I didn't end up picking it up, because I was able to find it brand spanking new, Goodwill, for $1.49. So glad I didn't pick that up. I know that there is a pretty inexpensive, I think it's like maybe $10 on Amazon, where you can get the first 3 or something like that. Apparently there's like 5 or 6 bandit movies out there. I've never seen all of them. I don't even know if I've seen the third one. First one is the best, although I have not seen the second one in a long time, so that may be inaccurate. I might have to check out the second one at some point and see, if I still feel that way. But I do really enjoy Smokey and the Bandit. I live in the South, born and raised in the South. Not a lot of me is Southern. Loving this movie, I guess, is one of those very few Southern things about me. Love this movie, absolutely, so good. One of those that I remember rewatching a lot growing up. One of if not the best Burt Reynolds movie. I mean, that's just my opinion. Who knows? Someone might argue that. Not well versed in his filmography, so some people might say The Longest Yard. I've never seen his version of that movie. Probably need to remedy that at some point. I also picked up this movie, and I already own this. I have it on Blu-ray. I bought the box set, but for $1.49, I decided to pick it up just for this insert because I thought it was really cool. If nothing else, that could work really well as just like decor or something like that. Thought it was really cool, so for $1.49, decided to pick it up. And also, it's got a bunch of special features in here. I think this is the one that came with the slip. I could be wrong, but it has a bunch of special features on there that may not be in the version that I have. I'm not really sure, but it has a bunch of commentary. It has a bunch of featurettes. The Birth of Chucky, Building a Nightmare featurette. Introducing Chucky, the making of Child's Play. I mean, a lot of cool things. Speaking of this, if you have not checked out the Chucky documentary that I believe is on Shudder, definitely check it out. It is so freaking good, because I believe it's just called Chucky, and it tells basically the history of the Child's Play franchise up through Cult of Chucky. Very, very good. A lot of insightful things in that documentary. A lot of behind the scenes little tidbits and everything like that. Very, very, if you're a fan of Child's Play, any of the Chucky movies whatsoever, check that out. You'll really, really enjoy it. My girlfriend and I thoroughly enjoyed watching that. And another classic here, I don't think, some of these I'm not sure if I showed or not, but another classic here, we got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. This one, I feel like this is one of those that people either love or they hate. You know, people that absolutely love the first one, that they don't like the campiness and the little bit of comedy, you know, that's kind of in this movie. Personally, I love it. I think it's great. It is a nice kind of, you know, other side of the coin of the original, because the original is so serious and so gritty and dark and everything like that. And then you got this, and the spoiler alert, you know, you got Dennis Hopper fighting Leatherface with 2 chainsaws. Man, it's, you know, it's pretty damn cool. I do really enjoy this, and I really do like that it had this like little just cardboard thing over the top here that you can, that I didn't remove yet, but I'm going to now, very carefully. And then that is what you got here in the insert. Yeah, this is just a piece of cardboard, but I really, really like, again, that is cool to be able to just have as a decoration or what have you. This one actually might have been similar to this with that on the front, because you can see the little indentions on the plastic that may have been from adhesive. Not really sure. But yeah, a really good movie. I've watched this a couple times, and you know, had to add it to the collection. I'm not going to show the smoky. Actually, I remember cutting the top there to be able to open this while I was filming, because I like to show the discs. So there's Smokey and the Bandit. I've been doing this for how long, and I forget what I'm doing. Okay, Child's Play. This is the 20th birthday edition, or I guess the 20th anniversary edition there on the disc of Child's Play. And then this one, it's pretty much the same as the front of the insert, and then it also has this like nice little insert there with all the, you know, scenes on it. So that's pretty nice to do for $1.49. Not bad at all. Pretty cool pickup, in my opinion. Next up, I grabbed Resident Evil Extinction. This is what, widescreen special edition. Has some featurettes in here. Has some audio commentary. We got the disc there. When I saw the first Resident Evil, I was not a fan. When I first saw it, grew on me after a while. Absolutely love the second one, Apocalypse. Resident Evil Apocalypse is my absolute favorite. This one's pretty good. It's not as good as Apocalypse, but I do enjoy this one a lot. After this, it fell off pretty hard. I do occasionally like to rewatch the series, so I guess, you know, I enjoy it to some degree. I don't know. Maybe I just want to remind myself of how bad it is. I don't really know. But occasionally it's like if I start watching, if I like for a couple years ago, all of them was on one of the streaming services. I forget which one. But I had started watching one day. You know, I had the whole day to do whatever. I started with Resident Evil. Then I'm like, hell, might as well watch Apocalypse, because I love that one. Finished Apocalypse, might as well watch Extinction. And then, you know, just continued on until I, you know, watched the whole thing. I think it was probably in the course of 2 days that I ended up, you know, rewatching the entire series. But I do it occasionally. But as far as owning them, I don't, again, unless I end up finding them at Goodwill for $1.49, I may eventually own them all. But for now, I'm happy having 1, 2, and 3. For me, it's like, you know, could have ended it there, and it would have been fine. Speaking of which, as I'm recording this, it's like I don't know when this is going to come out, but as I'm recording this, the George A. Romero Resident Evil documentary just released. I'm really excited to watch that because I've heard about that for years, what could have been that never was, and I'm really excited to watch that documentary. I really hope that there's a lot of the footage, because I know that they did film some of it. I really hope that there's a lot, of that in there to be able to see what could have been. It's a shame that we never got that. I think it would have been incredible. However, at the same time, it's like with that, we may have never gotten these, which I think some people probably would have been okay with. But at the same time, you can kind of find the good in anything. A lot of people hate the Welcome to Raccoon City. I was a fan of it, other than a couple of things about it. The biggest, of course, being Leon S. Kennedy, basically being neutered in that movie. But other than that, it's like that's been the most faithful adaptation that we've gotten of Resident Evil so far. But I think George A. Romero had the potential to be pretty amazing. So I'm really excited to check that out eventually. I'm probably gonna try to wait it out till it hits the streaming service, that I own, because eventually I think it will come to like Tubi or something like that. But I may have to go ahead and bite the bullet and pay the whatever $5-6 to rent it, just because I'm really excited to watch that. All right, moving on with the actual haul. I also ended up finding the Terminator, the original Terminator. Didn't have this one. I have several copies of T2, which I like better than the original. And then there is which, again, it's just that cover on the disc, but at least it's something. I love when they at least put something on the disc. But yeah, I enjoy T2 so much better than the original, but you wouldn't have T2 if it wasn't for the original Terminator. So, $1.49, not gonna probably find it cheaper than that, so I went ahead and picked it up. Then we got this movie. This movie is so good. I only watched it for the first time. I also didn't realize that I need to clean the ink off of this DVD, but I watched this for the first time 7, 8 years ago, for the first time on Tubi. I believe it was Tubi. Loved it. Fantastic movie, and that is Stir of Echoes, starring Kevin Bacon. Really, really good movie. It's, I guess technically it's horror, in sort of similar to like The Sixth Sense being, horror, but being kind of more, I guess, a horror light or whatever, more of like a thriller or a, supernatural thriller or what have you. Really, really excellent movie. Arguably one of Kevin Bacon's best. Really a fan of his. I think he's a great actor. I think he's very underrated in a lot of people's eyes. I mean, with Stir of Echoes, and then of course Tremors is a classic at this point. Hollow Man, I'm glad that people are starting to come around to Hollow Man being, I know that at the time it wasn't well received, but now people are kind of starting to come around and be like, what, that was actually a pretty good movie. But yeah, this is a great movie. If you've never seen it, definitely check it out. Honestly, I would say don't even look up don't watch a trailer, don't look up any information. Just go, it may be on Tubi. Go check it out. It's a very, very good movie. Highly, highly recommend that one. And then last but certainly not least, this I was super excited for, and I got it, again, $1.49, and that is Ghostbusters on DVD. I already have this movie. I actually, this was a 2-disc set, Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, in this similar did I show? I don't think I showed Disturbed Echoes disc. Yeah, and you can see someone. You get that a lot with the used DVDs and stuff. People writing their names on not only the case, but they write it on the disc too. Happens, but usually you can get it off with some rubbing alcohol. But yeah, Ghostbusters, and they did Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 in a set together that you got in, you know, the same like slim case with that kind of art style on the disc. And it came with, and this is what I'm most excited about, it came with this here, this little movie scrapbook in the set. This I no longer have. I have the 2 discs of this, but this I no longer had. Unfortunately, it was in a storage, a storage unit that I ended up, unfortunately, losing like a decade or more ago. I ended up losing that due to not being able to pay for it. Well, someone else was in charge of it and they didn't pay for it, and then you know, we ended up losing it. This was in there, and I was really sad because it's just a really cool like little scrapbook. It's got a lot of the original storyboard sketches, a lot of the just a lot of like behind the scenes little tidbits and stuff. It's got little like bios for each of the cast members and their characters and whatnot. It's even got some of the, you know, like the original theatrical posters and everything like that. It's just a really cool like little book for a Ghostbusters fan to own. And it's like, this is not bad. I really do, you know, again, decor if nothing else. You got this little thing and you got the, you know, inside being slime and stuff, but it's like this right here, this well worth the $1.49 that I paid for this here. That's the main reason I bought it, was that there, and it was like taped to the back, so luckily this stayed together. I don't know if the person that donated it did that. I don't know if Goodwill did that, but it's very cool that they did that and kept those 2 things together, because that's just a really cool thing to have as a Ghostbusters fan. Even though I do have the do have a book with, you know, a bunch of stuff that probably has the same things in it or similar or what have you, but it's a really cool thing to have, and it's just something that I was sad that I lost at one point, and I was able to find it because I almost bought a used copy on Amazon or eBay. I can't remember which one. That was, you know, $6 or whatever. I paid, you know, $1.50, $1 probably, you know, 52 or whatever, and ended up getting it. So really happy with that. But there is the latest haul, and forgive me if any of these are in any of the past ones. I wasn't sure, but I know most of these are from my most recent haul. So now I can clean those up and put those away and everything like that now that I've filmed the video. So, but that's gonna do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give me a like. Any questions, comments, anything like that, please feel free. Any of these that you particularly you know, enjoy, maybe you haven't, some of these you haven't seen, or, you know, who knows, some of these that you may have absolutely hated Texas Chainsaw Massacre too. Let me know. You know, all that, any interaction is appreciated. But that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay awesome and keep collecting.